All right, what's up, guys? Jason here from Table Monkeys and from TAWF, doing a FlameCast tonight, FlameCast number 7, where we are going to get to meet the ladies of TAWF. The ladies have the prelim mini game or a little team super match. It's a different format, but it's using the same point system, and it's still formulated like between Montreal and I always go the wrong way, Montreal and Toronto. So they will be representing those two teams. The scores for the women's game won't count towards the men's game, like they're two independent games. But it is a team game. So the score, the winners will be determined by the winning team. So the girls may win all of their matches against their opponent, and they can consider that a win for themselves, but the win will be decided by like which team wins. And it'll be using the same point system that we use for TAWF. So the way that works is that 5 points for a win, and only the winner gets points, but then the fouls augment the points. So let's say you both get a foul, that's just an offset, but let's say you get a foul and your opponent gets 2 fouls because it's a 3 foul system. So in that case, that would be like 1 foul difference. So your opponent has 1 foul more than you. That 1 foul counts as an extra point for you. And if it were the other way around, so let's say you won, but you got 2 fouls or you got a foul, and your opponent had, whatever. Anyway, so you have one more foul than your opponent, then you would lose a point. So you get 4 points for the win. And then in the full team format for the 8 versus 8, there are some other strategical things that you can do and some other point things that can that can happen. But for the girls, for this mini game that we have formatted 3 versus 3, the format would be the only way to gain an extra point would be a flash pin. So it'll basically be depending on fouls, and then if you're able to flash pin your opponent, that would be an extra point as well. And flash pins are determined by the head ref. They're supposed to be within a half second of the go, and basically what the head ref is looking for is no resistance. Like if you slow the hit down basically at all, it should be considered not a flash. Although sometimes it feels like you're slowing it down because you're putting in everything, but the ref's going to determine that. So if you get just opened up, that's called a flash pin, and that'll be an extra point. So again, 5 points becomes 6, and then the foul will still affect the score the same way. Um, and then the other thing with this format is it's basically a super match between another opponent. So I'll pull up and share right now the poster so you can see the girls if you don't know the girls yet. These are the girls. Here we go. That should be sharing for you there. So these are the 3 girls that will be having a match. And if you like looking at the top of the screen down, so you have Kyrie-Ann Kohoko going against Itti Manchanda, Itti representing Toronto, and Kyrie-Ann representing Montreal. So there aren't really weight classes, but if you were to define weight classes, they would be the lightweights, and then the middle ones would be your middleweights, and the bottom 2 would be your heavyweights. So for middleweights, we have Izabella against Julianne Watts. Izabella representing Montreal Saints, and Juliana representing the Toronto Smoke. And then for the heavyweights, we have Tiffany Tiffany Barbeau and Danika Lavigne. Again, Danika for Toronto and Tiffany for Montreal. So you can see that there. So Tiffany will only be pulling Danika. All 3 of these matches happen to end up being left-handed matches, but that doesn't have to be the case for this format. That's just how these ended up being. But basically, the way this is it's a super match between Tiffany and Danika, and then a super match between Julianne and Izabella, and then a super match between Kyrie-Ann and Itti. But it's not done as a super match format in the sense that they don't pull all their rounds one after another. What's going to happen is the first match will be, so we'll go lightest to heaviest. So the first match will be Itti versus Kyrie-Ann. And then directly after that first single pull, we will have Julianne pull Izabella. And then after that, we will have.
That's what he says, right? Pull back. So if you punch yourself in the mouth when you slip.
Hey, Kyrie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, no problem. I'm just in the middle of practice.
Oh, very nice. Good for you.
Thanks.
Perfect timing. Yeah, I was just running through the matches and I had just mentioned your match as you jumped on, so good timing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I was just explaining the format, so I'll just, so as I said, you're gonna pull Itti as the first match of the round, and then right after you pull your first single pull, Julianne will pull Izabella, and then Danika will pull Tiffany, and then that'll count as one round, and then you girls will repeat that 4 times.
Okay.
So that's how
I'll be coming back.
work. Hey,
November.
Lindsay, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Here, do you mind either just kind of stepping away from the chatter or just muting when you're not talking? And then it's okay if you just mute and then when you want to talk, just unmute or just step away. Just it's a little too loud. Yeah, that's perfect. Hey, Itti, we're just talking about your match as well, obviously, because you two are both on the screen. So for anybody watching, Itti and Kiri are having a match left-handed. And as I was just explaining the format, so Itti, if you, I think you understand how it works, but I'll just explain it again because it is different. So for the more people here, the more they'll get it. But you and Kiri are going to be the first, like we're going to go lightest to heaviest. So you two are the lightest of the competitors. So you two will be the first match. So you'll pull a single round, and then Julianne and Izabella will pull a single round, and then Danika and Tiffany will pull a single round, and then we'll repeat that. And there's only going to be a 15-second break between each one of the matches, and then I think I have it set as a 1-minute break between the rounds. So you won't have much. You'll have rest time as the other athletes have their matches, but the matches will happen fast. It'll be like constant action, and we'll do that 4 times. So you'll pull each other 4 times. You just won't do it one right after another. You'll pull once, and then the other 2 girls will pull their 2 single pulls, and then you'll repeat that. You know what I mean? So you get a lot of rest time in between and a lot of time to think about what to do, but you're only going to pull each other. Whereas in the men's game, because it's a larger format, they can pull different opponents and they can switch arms and stuff. But this is more of a super match, but then still done with this team setup. So it's still Montreal versus Toronto, but it's you two versus each other as opposed to you don't know who you're going to pull on the other team, right? So so that's how that's going to work. So I guess if you girls want to, since Kyrie-Ann was on first, Kyrie, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit to anybody watching and just tell us a little bit about what got you into arm wrestling and the team that you pull with now?
Well, hello, everyone. I'm Carrie Kohoko. I am with the Bear Nation Warriors, and we are located in the Algonquins of Pikwakanagan First Nation. What got me into arm wrestling was really my husband, Darcy. He started pulling with the Ottawa Valley High Harkers with Alan Ford, Evan Begorian, and all those boys. And it was kind of like physiotherapy for my hands because I ended up developing divertendinitis in my wrists from golfing too much. So I just ended up falling in love with it. And from there, I just kept going.
Oh, cool. Okay, so you golfed a lot before, so that's is that so are you dominant left hand? That's because the match is left-handed, so you're more left-handed or you pull both arms?
I pull both arms. My right hand's been injured since Hiawatha in March. So my left hand has actually became my more dominant hand right now. So
okay, cool. I don't really know how a golf swing works, but I know that swinging sports definitely have a carryover because of the elbow transfer. So that's interesting that you played golf beforehand.
I still play now.
You still play, yeah?
Yeah.
How does the wrist, so strengthening your wrist from arm wrestling benefits helps deal with the problems that you get from golfing?
Yeah, because I guess when I first started golfing, I didn't have proper form in my wrists.
Okay.
So I would bend my wrist too much in my golf swing. So I guess, twisted the wrong way and just ended up developing just fluid buildup. So arm wrestling, when I grip up with my opponent, they kind of like put pressure in the right spots so where it doesn't happen. And I'm able to like get a hook or top roll with and everything without pain or fluid buildup.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So arm wrestling just feels good. It doesn't bother the injury at all.
No, not at all.
Okay. Awesome. All right, and then I guess we'll introduce Itti now. Itti's for sure the youngest competitor on the card, and anybody who's been paying attention to arm wrestling or has their ear to the ground has probably heard of Itti, as she has been tearing up a storm recently. Itti, if you want to introduce yourself, and then same thing, kind of talk about who you train with or who you study with and stuff. I know that obviously you get coaching from Yanis and stuff, so whatever you want to talk about.
Hello everyone. My name is Itti Manchanda. I'm the current WAF Vice World Champion, and some of my other titles are Canadian National Champion, Ontario Provincial Champion, the Asian International Champion. And when it comes to training with different clubs, we go everywhere. We drive like 4 hours, go down to Belleville, we go to Table Monkeys, we go everywhere to grip up with as many different hands as possible. So, which I feel like is the best because sometimes gripping up with like the same people, I don't learn anything new. But if I pull like the more new hands I pull, I get to learn different stuff, different techniques. So we really just go everywhere.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah, I know you've as you just listed off, you've definitely been tearing it up, and you've only been pulling for less than basically 2 years, but still a little less than 2 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've definitely taken to the sport, really taken to it. What other sports did you do beforehand? Like Carrie said, she golfed. Did you do other sports before you got into arm wrestling?
Yeah, I do kickboxing and I've been doing that since I was like 5 years old.
Okay.
And except for that, I just do a lot of sports in my school, but now my main focus is arm wrestling and weight training.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like boxing still helps a lot with keeping me fit, getting my cardio up.
Yeah. And just the fight aspect of it obviously is a good carryover.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. So, I mean, putting the super matches together with the girls is still there's not a ton of opponents for everybody. So, have you two ever gripped up at any point before, or when did you pull at the in Ottawa? I assume. I know you were both at that party that Devin had. Did you guys grip up there, or?
I think the first time we pulled was either Brockville last year or Ottawa Open last year.
It was Capital Fair in Ottawa 2024. Yeah. It was that one, and then it was Ottawa Open, and then I believe it's now. Or it's
Yeah.
Super Match, yeah.
Okay, and did you pull both arms or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. And what was the results the last two times?
Well, of course, Itty's the powerhouse. She beat me both time, every
Yeah.
time, but I'm hoping
Yeah.
I'm going to give her a really good fight this time.
Awesome. Yeah, well, those are both tournament pulls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this, having four chances gives you a chance to see what you might be able to do. And with this format, you should have each pull is going to feel almost like a fresh pull. Unless you really endure a lot of damage, you're going to be relatively fresh. So you should be able to really think about what happened and what can you do differently, which is really the main goal of this whole team arm wrestling and everything that I'm trying to do with the sport is to try to emphasize the martial art aspect of it, the fight aspect of it, and the idea get people to really understand that there are different techniques, there's different ways to do things, and just because you lose an arm wrestling match one way doesn't mean that the door is shut, and obviously it is still strength is the most important factor. So if your opponent is just a certain amount stronger than you, it can be difficult to make those technical things matter. But if it's a competitive match, the technical things really come into play, and that is what I'm hoping we get with a lot of the combinations we've got. I think that the matches we have for the girls are pretty competitive. I think the teams that we ended up with for the guys are really competitive. So I'm hoping that that the time that you get to rest allows everybody to really exploit the fact that you can really change the game up in between the pulls that you have,
Yeah.
Yeah. What styles do you guys normally pull? I've only seen a couple videos, and the match I do remember seeing of Kyrie, I remember seeing you pressing a lot, and I know that Itti likes to top roll. I know she can hook and press as well, but I know her go-to is definitely her top roll.
Right now, my go-to is definitely hooking and definitely pressing. My top roll, it's not so good so much just because I have a short lever.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Itti, would you agree you're definitely more of a top roller?
Yeah, my go-to move would be a top roll, but right now I'm just learning how to do everything.
Yeah, no, I know you train. I know you train everywhere for sure. But yeah, I think when you're up against the wall, top roll is your comfort or your bread and butter, I would say, right? So
Currently, yes. Yeah, currently it's top roll, yeah.
yeah, for sure. So I mean, again, that's stylistically for viewers, and that's a good matchup. So hopefully, there's hopefully we have a good matchup there, and the styles get to expose that. And yeah, I'm excited for your match. Do you girls want to say anything else before I'm gonna move on to some of the other matches, but we can keep you on, or if there's other things you want to talk about? What other than practicing, what do you like? I know Itti mentioned weightlifting. Do you train with weights, or do you just? I know that Ottawa's mentality is more like table time, so I know they practice a lot. You guys have multiple practices, or what's your?
I have a good mix of table time and gym time. I do a lot of table time. Like me and Darcy will just pull one-on-one pretty much every night. But before that, he has me on a pretty good program right now in the gym. So
Yeah, I guess that's true too, and I know Itti does that a lot with your dad, right? Itti, you pull a lot, like if you can't get to a club, you'll still get a lot of arm wrestling in at night. I know. I mean, I've seen guys trying to do that. I've never really tried it with Lisa. Like, haven't heard of like pull with two arms or anything to try to get practice in, but I can see that being really effective the other way because the guys can really give you a good workout. You know what I mean? Regardless if they've had like a lot of work or if they, you know what I mean? It seems like that can make a lot of sense where you could pull almost every night. You get a lot of training in that way, so that's interesting to think about. Itti, I know. So I mentioned Yanis. Are you still do you still do a lot of lifting and training with him? I know that's mainly who you were following for when you started learning how to lift for arm wrestling.
Yeah, my training now after the World Championships where I could see where I stand, it just got more intense. So I train more hours, I lift more weights. I'm just trying to be at my strongest during this match.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing everything I can to be at my best and hopefully it pays off.
Yeah, awesome. And I know you have a lot like a lot on the go and you're trying to be super active. So what's the next thing after this for you? Like what's your next
Um,
focus? Do you have something else planned out? Is it Ottawa Open or
I would say my main focus would be the North American Championships, which is
okay.
March. It's in Ottawa. I'm really looking forward to that one because I'll be in the junior category, which is right now I'm in sub junior. Next year I'll be in junior. So I think that will be a really good fight for me.
Yeah,
So
for
I'm
sure.
looking forward to
What's
that one.
the age gap in that one? Because right now you're at the top of the age gap, so in the next one you'll be at the bottom. So what is the age gap there?
Yeah, so right now I'm in 14 to 15. Next year I'll be in 16 to 18.
Okay, yeah. So that'll definitely be a different challenge.
Oh
That's
yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. Hey Isabella, how are you? No, we can't hear you. You might have to you might have to turn the microphone on. There you go. Yep. I heard something. Oh no, not yet. Okay, well let Isabella try to figure out. Just keep playing with it, see if you can get the mute, and then when I hear you talking, we'll let you in. But Izabella is the next match, so that timing wise is great because as I said, the way it'll go, so Kiri and Itti will pull a single round, and then Izabella is going to pull around with Juliana. So I know Izabella is a newer puller as well. Perfect timing, and there's Juliana as well. So you girls are all welcome to stay on as long as you want. If you have to go at any point, don't feel bad to interrupt and let us know that you got to go. But I'll just keep moving on to the next match. Okay, girls?
I do have to go and get back to practice.
Yeah, me
Great.
too.
Thank you for
I have
joining
to
us,
go.
and I really appreciate it. and Itti as well. Did you say you're gonna go or?
Yeah, I have to go
No
now.
worries. Thank you, girls, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
look forward to seeing you in a few weeks at the event, and yeah, we'll see you again at the press conference and then at the event. So thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey, hey, Juliana.
Hey, how are you?
Good, good. Isabella's just trying to figure out the microphone on her phone, so
Okay.
and timing wise, it was perfect. I don't know if you've been watching, but we're moving on to your match. So, have you been watching, or did you hear how the matches are going to work?
No, I thought I would hop on for a little bit. I am like under the weather a little bit, but I just thought I was like, you know what, I should come on and
No, I
show my
appreciate that.
presence.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, and then we'll just get a little bit of an introduction and get some info in, and then yeah, whenever you feel like you need to take off, don't feel bad about it. But yeah, so the way the format's going to work, and I'll continue to repeat it, but is that Itti and Kiri will pull a single round, and then you and Izabella will pull a single round, and then Danika and Tiffany will pull a single round, and we'll repeat that 4 times. So there'll only be a couple minutes, or there'll only be a few minutes break between each one of your matches. So it'll be similar to a super match, but you'll get enough time to rest that you should be more or less fresh for each pull. So it should give you a lot of opportunity to play with different techniques and try different things, and give you enough time to really think about what to do in between rounds. Hey, Isabella, it looks like the mute is fixed. Do you want to try? No? Damn
Can
it.
you hear me?
Yes, there we go. I heard you.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, did you hear everything I was saying? Can you hear us?
Kind of, because I had to restart it.
Okay, no worries. So I was just explaining it to Juliana, and then I'm just going to get you guys to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about how you started. So, Juliana, you want to tell us like when you started arm wrestling, how you got into it a little bit, and just who you pull with now?
Sure. Yeah. I started pulling, I think, like 3.5 years ago. My dad got me into it. I started to train with him a little bit, like with the Askies, not like so much because I was like I was younger then, but I was like, you know what, this could be cool. So we started pulling, and then he found the Durham Gators, and I started going there with him, and that has been our team ever since.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I know that I've seen you at that practice a few times.
Yeah.
They're a great club to pull with. So
Yeah.
and yeah, and I know your dad used to come to Table Monkeys when it was when nobody was supposed to do anything and touch anybody's hands, but he would come around to some of those underground practices that we had. So he's definitely a diehard arm wrestling fan. It's awesome. Has gotten you into it. Awesome. Izabella, your turn. So how did you get into arm wrestling, and who do you kind of pull with now? And
Oh, okay. It's an interesting story, but it's very anticlimactic. I just saw some videos on YouTube. I'm like, this looks like fun. So I went to all my friends' parties and I pulled with everyone. I was stronger than anybody at my parties. So one day I told my husband, I just want to go and like try in a club. And I showed up there and I didn't even know what the table was, how to hold the table. Like it was really bad. But it's been about a year and 6 months about that I started pulling, and I really enjoy it. I don't know if I'm good at it. I'm better than my friends, but I'm not that good compared to pros.
No, of course. Do you have a club that you pull with, or
No, not at all. I live so far up north that there's like no clubs here.
Yeah, I know.
But I
I know
have
you showed me
people.
for anybody watching the way I'm. Everybody that's participating is getting their travel accommodated to like getting a travel budget and everything. So when Isabella sent me her address, I was like, holy, like I didn't know that Canada went that far.
Thank you though.
It's way out there. Yeah, there's a couple. Same with Quebec City. I didn't even realize how far away Quebec City was. I thought it was only like 5-6 hours from Toronto, but it's like 4 or 5 hours from. Well, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours from Montreal, but it's 3-4 hours anyway from Montreal. Like it was really far when I noticed. And look, same thing with Christian. Christian Gilbert is the manager of the men's team, and same thing when he sent me his address, and I looked. I was like, holy shit, I didn't realize it was that far. So yeah, you're way out there. Yeah, I can imagine it's hard to grip up with people, but yeah,
But I travel sometimes. Sometimes I go to several clubs. I try like a lot of clubs in the region, but I like to train alone. I like powerlifting, so it's kind of
yeah,
like what I do. I prefer to train solo and then just show up to competitions.
yeah, no, that can work. Arm wrestling is an interesting sport like that for sure. It's definitely something that there's so many different ways to get good at it, you know. So and
Yeah.
you can learn so much from just a couple pulls with people that as long as you get around and experience the table a bit, then you can progress a lot in between practices. So are
I
you
like your table the most.
which one, the Mac table?
Yeah.
Yeah, that table is a lot of fun. Julianne, have you've I mean, I know you've been around events, you've pulled on it enough. Have you competed on it before? Oh yeah, you just had a match
Yeah, that's,
on it.
yeah, just yesterday, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And then but that wasn't you had another match before, so you've pulled on it a few times as well. What do you
Yeah.
think about it compared to a traditional table?
I mean, it's a lot easier to like move around and kind of do what you want to do, like without uh like having that in the back of your head, like, oh, I'm gonna foul off the pad because it's like
Yeah.
there's so much room.
Yeah.
I just think like obviously what's different with it is that the pads are like the pin pads are directly like across from each other rather than like diagonal, and
Yeah.
like so that changes it a little bit, and it's also higher, so it's like I don't know. For me, it felt like for like my first match with Maddie, and then this rematch too. It's a lot harder to like finish the pin on Mac tables rather than like on a normal table because
Yeah, which
you're much. It's weird.
yeah, it's interesting because the pin pad's higher, but I noticed that too. I think that's because of the play because they have like when they're trying to get pinned, they have that extra room to go as well. So it allows you to exploit position a little better. So yeah, I think that when a match is competitive, it looks more competitive because you're able to move around and stay
Yeah.
in the match better. So
Yeah.
I know Ian's sort of was like, well, the thing with the table and the setup is that you can't play a lot of tricks. So you can't
Yeah.
the much weaker opponent can't play a lot of tricks and beat the stronger opponent. So it evens things out. But now that we've had so many matches, once a match is even, it then expands the game, like you said, because you have more room. So I think that's going to keep doing that. And a newer puller like Izabella is saying she likes it more. I think it's just because of that. It's just more fluid. Which is the whole point of why it was built, right? The corners, the pad being depressed. Like you said, there's less to worry about.
Yeah.
Which is the
And
intent
it doesn't hurt the elbow.
yeah, the elbow, right? Like because you don't have to worry about it as much. But if you foul, it's like you know that you're like, yeah, I was really going like it's
Yeah.
much more obvious where and I think it's safer. I know we did just have an unfortunate arm break at the last event, but with all the matches we had and that being the first one, I'm not surprised at it. And what I'm going to say, I don't necessarily think that I've seen a lot of arm breaks happen for this reason, but if you think about having that elevated pad, it gives you an opportunity where you can actually like you can fall like off the pad. So if you're really in a grinder, like your body can go through a movement like a change of position that you don't intend.
Yeah.
Traditional pad, which with the Mac pad really doesn't happen, which is also why you can't foul like accidentally. Really, like if you foul, it's like you kind of know you meant to, you know, like
Yeah. And like with the Mac tables, like I got to ref, like it's a lot easier for us refs to ref on the table because there's no messing around. You set up the hands and you say ready go. Like it's a lot faster and there's not a lot of like messing around in like for like a normal tournament where, oh, you have to wait till they get their grips, and if they're, messing around, then you count down from, whatever the timer is, like 20, 30 seconds, and if they don't, all right, the referee's grip. But like here it's like you set them up and you go, and I feel like that's a lot easier, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, the matches get started, and that's kind of again Mac and Tough is going to follow the same rules as Mac. So,
Mhm.
uh, um, the whole point is that we get the match. We want to get the match started. We don't want any. There's no. You don't have any control of how the match starts. The match is going to start as much to the same as we can get it every time. And then once the match starts, you have basically all the control, and we don't really want the refs to stop it unless it's something that's like clearly, you know, egregious, like, okay, you came over a 1 inch border, or your elbow came up over an inch. Like, so if it's, you know, if you're touching the border or you're moving around, we're not going to bother with that. But if you go over the border, that's a stop foul. And again, I agree, as a ref, it's a lot easier to see that happen than trying to decide if someone's elbow's on the pad or not on the pad, or what. Like, if you clearly cross that red line, it's so obvious, right? So
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, I do like that about it for sure. So,
I
and
have a
then,
question
yes, please.
about the elbow pads. The normal tables, there's like about this much of it, right? So you have compression, decompression, but with your tables there isn't. So you can, I guess, elbow foul easier because there's like no compression of the elbow on the pad. So that 1 inch that you can compress and decompress, you know, you can lift
Yeah,
it a
I
little
understand what you're
bit.
saying, but with
Yeah.
the Mac table, we don't call the foul until your elbow. You know how the table has that dip?
Yeah.
So if you're reffing, the ref is looking at that dip, and until
Mhm.
your elbow comes out of that dip, they don't call an elbow foul.
Okay.
So if you just move your elbow, like if your elbow just goes like this and just moves a little bit
Yeah.
across the pad, they're not going to call that. But if you lift your elbow like this, and they can
Yeah.
they can see your elbow, they're going to call an elbow foul. But the point is, because of the dip, they miss seeing your elbow for about 3/4 of an inch.
Okay.
So it's creating that same effect, but making it more of an exact, like, there's your barrier. And it also, again, like Julian said, or Juliana said, for the refs, it makes it much clearer, because I'm not, like, a lot of refs will not call little bumps because they're like, oh, no advantage, some advantage. But with this one, as soon as you see an elbow, you know you're calling it, because that means the elbow is this far off the pad. So you're not like, if I see an elbow, I call it right away. But if the elbow bumps a little bit, if I'm reffing properly, which means I'm looking at that line, I shouldn't see an elbow come up. I should just still see
Yeah.
flesh, right? So yeah, that's how the pad works. And then there is still a little cushion, but you're right, it's not like a softer
Yeah.
pad. But it's also, I don't know how many you've been on. If you go to a WAF, like a really strict WAF tournament, the pads are usually really, really hard, and there's almost
Yeah.
no play. So then you have, even, it's like the opposite of that. Like, you have zero play, where even you might not
Yeah.
just move, and you didn't even mean to lift up, your elbow just kind of like skipped like across the pad, and you get a call for a foul. So the point of it is that we want matches to end with pins. We want fouls to only fouls that are egregious, or fouls where you're clearly not trying to stay within the realms of the rules. But if you're trying to arm wrestle and you're trying to stay within the realms of the rules, we don't want to stop a match just because your elbow came up this much and you didn't mean
Yeah.
to. So that's the objective there. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then the only difference for TAWF to Mac, for the way that it's going to work, is that because it's a team thing. My head always goes the wrong way, because it's Toronto and Montreal. It's going to be points. So the way the points work, Julianne is familiar because she's seen the no elimination tournament a few times now. The way it works is that only the winner scores points, and the winner scores 5 points for a win, and then fouls augment the points. So let's say you win the match, but you got a foul during the match, then you would only get 4 points. But if you win the match and your opponent got a foul, you get 6 points.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? And then the way it's going to work is you're going to pull each other 4 times in a row, but the other girls are going to pull their match in between. So the first match will be Itti and Kiri. They'll pull 1 round. Then you two will pull 1 round. Then Tiffany and Danika will pull 1 round, and then we'll repeat that 4 times. And the clock, there'll only be 15 seconds between each match. So as soon as the other girl is done, you'll be getting right to the table to pull, and it'll keep the matches moving quickly. But you'll get at least 2 minutes between each one of your rounds, so you'll have a lot of time to rest and think about what you want to do, which should keep it allowing you to stay really good, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah, so it should be a lot of fun. So
yeah, I like that.
Do you girls have any other questions or anything else you want to ask or talk about? I know Juliana said you weren't feeling well, so if you, again, feel free to take off if you need to leave at any time, but also welcome to stay, obviously. So
I mean, no, this was great. Thank you for having me on.
yeah, no problem.
I have one question. What are we doing the day before? Is there like a press conference or weigh-ins or something like that?
Yep, yeah. So there'll be a press conference. We're doing weigh-ins. So if you want to enter the tournament and you want to weigh in the day before or something for the tournament separately, you can do that. You girls don't have to weigh in for your matches. Uh, but it's you're welcome to, obviously. But the press conference will be happening. Yeah, so we'll be doing a press conference at the hotel, and we'll be doing it, live streaming it on the YouTube channel and everything, and it'll just be another chance to kind of get everybody to meet everybody and see everybody together. You'll get your jerseys at that point, so you'll
What time?
get to wear them for the press conference, and then we're planning team dinners. So we'll probably go to the same restaurant and then just have two separate tables for the two separate teams and stuff. And so just have a good night of kind of, the festivities before the war kind of thing. And then the day of the event, your guys as part of the event will start at 1 o'clock, and should take, it will run quickly. So it should only take about 15 to 20 minutes. And then there'll be about a 5 minute gap between your game and the men's game, and then the men's game, same thing. It should run quickly, so it should only their game should only take about an hour to an hour and a half. So and yeah, it'll all be broadcast. The girls match so the way that the broadcast is going to work is it's going to go live to the YouTube. For like Table Monkeys YouTube and Fight Network YouTube, will play the whole thing live. And then the actual broadcast that goes live to the Fight Network will just be the men's game for the first one. And then they're going to do a rerun and play it again later in the year. And based on timing and response and everything, then that'll be when they might play the girls' portion of the game, like in the fight on the actual Fight Network, like broadcast across Canada and US. But just for timing purposes, the first live one, just because we don't know how we make sure everything's going to go right and they only have a certain slot, it'll just be the men's game. But your portion will be on the YouTube stream, which is going on the Fight Network YouTube as well, which they have, a couple 100,000 followers. Plus, we'll obviously have it on Table Monkeys, and so should get lots of views. And it's free to watch. It's not pay-per-view. Both your portion and the men's game is both free to watch for everybody. So that's part of this model, is not doing pay-per-view, but doing it in a format that is broadcast friendly, so we can get on broadcast. And when you can get on broadcast, you can hopefully get a little bit more sponsorship money and stuff like that. So that's the game plan here. But yeah, that's the plan for the night before: press conference and team meetup and everything. So should be a lot of fun.
What time should I arrive in Toronto on the 10th?
The hotel check-in's at 3, so you're welcome to get there anytime. But you have to be there at the press conference. We need everybody there by 7. So
Okay.
You base it on how long you need. If you want time to like hang out at the hotel for a bit and get yourself situated,
Yeah.
come in a little earlier. But check-in is at 3. So yeah. And yeah, and we'll be there at the hotel, and you guys, if you need anything, you obviously let us know. And Ian will be there as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And the hotel is nice. It's right downtown. So if you haven't been to Toronto, or if you don't get to Toronto often, it'll be like about as Toronto as it can get, aside from literally like staying in a hotel right under the CN Tower. But it's right at Yonge and College, so it's super downtown. Should be a lot of fun. And in between the time of when you have to be at the press conference or at the match, hopefully you'll be able to find other interesting things to do. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. Awesome.
All right. I'm going to head out, but thank you, Jason, for this. This was great, and I'll see you guys on the 11th.
Awesome. Thank you, Julianne.
Yeah.
And yeah, feel better, and have a good night. Thanks for joining us.
You too.
Awesome. So
Bye.
bye, Izabella. Have a good night. Okay.
You too.
Yeah, see you.
Bye.
Thank you. All right. All right. I will talk about the last match quickly. I don't know if Tiffany or Danika are going to be able to join us. I know that Danika had a birthday party that she was at, and she said she was going to try to get on for a little bit, but Oh, stop sharing that. Oh, look who joined us, Danika.
Hello, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good, you?
Good, thanks. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. I was just saying how I didn't think you were going to be able to because you were on. You had a birthday party.
Yeah, I just finished.
No worries. Yeah. So, have you been able to watch any of it, or?
No, I just logged in.
No, just got in. Okay, no worries, no worries. So, I was talking to Kiri and Itti first, and then Julianne and Izabella jumped on. So it's been kind of good because it's been in order. So I've said it a few times, but I'll say it obviously again for you. So the way the game is going to work is the girls will, like Itti and Kyrie-Ann will have a single round, and then Julianne and Izabella will have a single round, and then you and Tiffany will have a single round like match, and then we're going to repeat that 4 times. So you're going to pull Tiffany 4 times, but you're going to get a good amount of rest, like at least a couple minutes in between. But the matches are going to happen one after another quickly, kind of like a tournament. So it'll be fast and interesting for the audience to watch. But at the same time, it's with the point system for the teams, so it's not like watching a tournament. It'll be something that they can follow and kind of really see, who's winning and what's happening and stuff. So, have you done a no elimination tournament before? I can't remember if you've been to
last year. I think at Henderson Co. as well.
the Hendersons and
Yeah.
with the Mac event, the big like.
I don't know. It was a Table Monkeys. Maybe it was a Mac. I was like brand new to the sport. It might have been.
Maybe it was a different one. Yeah, yeah. Okay, but you did. I do because I thought I did think I remembered you at one of our events. So yeah. So it works with the points and stuff like that. Like you get 5 points for a win, and then if you get a foul, you lose a point. If your opponent gets a foul, you gain a point. That kind of thing. So
the tournament I was in, there was like the team at first, like the event, and then after that there was the tournament that I was in.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was the one that we did at 5 Brock. Where okay, it was like Ontario East versus West Ontario, like in black and white jerseys. Yeah, that was awesome. Okay, yeah. So that no elimination, we did a point system for that one. So yeah, so the game will be the same thing, and the same as that game, it'll be 5 points for a win. The fouls offset the points, and then because there's the men's game have a few other like strategy things that they can do for points, but because yours is more of a super match format, the only other way to get an extra point would be a flash pin. So you get an extra point if you flash pin your opponent, and then it'll be Toronto versus Montreal. So you might beat your opponent in all of your matches, but if the other 2 girls lose their matches, your team might lose, but you still won yours. So it's going to come down to who wins as far as the team, but you still get obviously the individual glory of winning your match. So have you pulled Tiffany before?
I have once. It was for fun though. It was for Diesel Fest in the Maribel.
Okay.
We were raising money for her trip to nationals, and we gripped up together for fun. And she's strong. But
okay, awesome. I know she's pretty new, eh? Like.
Yeah, I think she's a year into the sport.
Yeah, and you're about three years in, I think, or
1.5 to 2 years tops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only started competing like. I went to
at our tournament. That was only 2 years ago.
That was my first one. Before that, I did the Ottawa Opens, but never pulled on a table before. And then I took a few months off, and then I went to that event that you guys did.
Okay, awesome. And who do you normally pull with? What club?
Cornwall.
Cornwall. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wicked. So, sorry. So Tiffany. So what other training do you do for arm wrestling? Like, do you do lifting on the side, or do you work a physical job? Actually, I've seen you actually. Yeah, you do a lot of training, right, in the gym.
Yeah, at the gym, and I go to Quest, so they have a lot of handles already. There, it's a powerlifting gym. It's amazing, honestly. Like, I have nothing but good things to say about that gym.
Awesome.
And during the summer, I worked with my dad in the tree business. So I was lifting trees all summer, which it actually helps. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. And when you train in the gym, do you mainly just focus on arm wrestling, or do you do powerlifting and stuff as well? Or
no, I actually wanted to get into powerlifting. I'm doing good. Like right now, my bench, which I just started, I did maybe 2 times so far. I'm at a plate on each side.
Yeah, nice.
With the deadlift, I like it, but I'm really into arm wrestling more. I had a competition of powerlifting, but I wasn't ready, so I backed out and went to Brockville instead for arm melter.
Yeah.
So, but it's just for fun mainly. Like I don't want to compete in powerlifting.
Yeah. No, powerlifting is a lot of fun. It's definitely a good form of training, and I think the best way to get just kind of like base strength, raw power.
But I like lifting heavy things. Like it's fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yourself see how much.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. How do you compare arm wrestling in like? Do you think of it more as a strength sport, or do you think of it more as a fight sport?
I think it's more of a fight sport because the strength, it varies day by day. There's so many factors. Like some days I can be super strong and super into it, and then I have another tournament a month ago and I lose against the person I won, like. So I think there's a lot of technique and it's a fight, and people can adjust to your technique as well. They can learn how you pull. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that one of the ways I explain it to new people is like imagine if we were going to go to the gym and lift, but like if we were going to do a squat competition, but I got to decide where the bar goes on your back, like that would be horrible, right? Like I'm going to put the bar right up here on the top of your neck and have you try to squat. Well, that's what you're trying to do to your opponent in arm wrestling. You're trying to use techniques to make it feel like the weight is at the edge of their fingers, like.
I don't know if you've ever seen the videos of like power lifters versus arm wrestlers, or like gym rats versus arm wrestlers, and usually the arm wrestler wins over the gym rat.
Oh, obviously, yeah. Especially if those always the arm wrestler will be like 150 pounds, and the gym rat,
Yeah.
100-pound monster, and you can't do anything with them. It's
Yeah.
it is all technique. Now it is strength. Like the arm wrestler is strong in certain areas that the power lifter isn't, or the gym rat isn't. But it's because they're knowing how to apply the strength. It's not like if you were able to just strictly measure force output, it would be actually a little closer than people realize.
Yeah. And
except for some of the real specifics like rising and pronating. But
how many times do you see a bodybuilder training their forearm? Barely, never. Meanwhile, I'm there and I'm like with the straps and with the weights, just training, trying to get the pump in. So it's
and then even for the powerlifters, like their hands are really strong, but they're not trained to do rising or cupping or rolling, at least the way that they need to for arm wrestling. So so stylistically, so what style would you say that you pull mainly?
Top roll.
Top roll?
Yeah, there was one match against Courtney in Brockville that we went into hook. She caught me by surprise, and we were in a hook fight, which was actually like one of my first ever hook battles, but it went good. Like she's strong, but then I was so amazed when I was able to beat her, because like Courtney is one strong woman.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was a really good match. Was that right or left-handed? I can't remember. That was left-handed.
Left hand, yeah.
Yeah, your right is kind of injured right now, right? Or it's not?
It's I try not to pull with it as much as I can.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Yeah, okay. And then Tiffany, do you know, because I don't know if she's gonna be able to join us, do you know what kind of style she is mainly, or?
I don't know. I've only pulled with her once. I haven't seen her much at the competitions I've been. So it'll be a surprise for me. I think she's probably top roll. Most women aren't. Sorry, if she's not on me, she'll bark. So
Okay. Yeah, no, and it's good if she's a newer puller. It's good for. We always start people pulling top roll, and it's good to get good at a top roll first before you worry too much about anything else. So, do you have any questions about the event, or about how it's going to run, or what's going on, or what the format is, or what the plan is, or?
No, I think it's very well explained, even on the website and when we talked. So
awesome. Well, yeah, we're definitely looking forward to having everybody there, and I appreciate you jumping on with us for this FlameCast podcast thing here, and I'm just going to see what's going on in the chats if there's anything. I did have I had the poster up for a little longer than I meant to there in the beginning, but now we got it all figured out. So yeah, do you know any of the other girls on on any of the other teams? Have you pulled with Izabella before, or have you pulled Itti before?
Pulled Iza. Who else? Kyrie. I don't think I've pulled with her.
Okay.
Different weight class for me and her.
What about Julianne? Have you pulled her before?
Yeah, Julianne is amazing. I love her.
Yeah, she's awesome. And Izabella, you have pulled?
Yeah, many times.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, that should be. I haven't seen them. They haven't pulled yet, so it should be an interesting match.
Yeah.
Isabella seems strong. She seems newer as well, but
She's newer.
yeah, but she seems strong and eager and good attitude. So that's a huge part of it, right? So should be a lot of fun. So
Yes, absolutely.
Anyway, I don't have a ton more to go over. If you don't have any more questions, I might call it a night now. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. And yeah, like I said to the girls before, the press conference will be the next time. So we'll see you on the 10th at the press conference, and we'll have the jerseys and everything for everybody. And then we'll do just kind of get to meet everybody again and see everybody in their jerseys. And then after that, we'll do like a team dinner and stuff like that.
Sounds good. Well, thank you for having me, and thanks again for the opportunity. It's amazing.
Yeah, no worries. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for being a part of it. And yeah, really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right.
Thank you so much, Danika.
Bye.
Okay, have a good night. And thank you everybody for joining us. And we will be on again in 2 weeks. That'll be the last one before the actual Toronto versus Montreal event happens. I will be trying to get on as many of the athletes for the men's game as possible for that one. And yeah, so we're getting closer. We're only 3 weeks out now, and we got a lot of promo material and stuff coming up. We're getting super excited. So hopefully everybody else is getting excited as well. If you can't make it out to the event, as we said, it's going to be free to watch on our YouTube, on Fight Network YouTube, on Fight Network broadcast as well, being broadcast across Canada and the US. So we're super excited about that. And yeah, just it's gonna be an awesome time. The venue is a lot of fun. Anybody that was at the last event, you know, we're like, this is our second time at the venue, so we know how to use it a little better. We have some more ideas. I'm excited to put on a good show for everybody, and really hope for this to be a really great example of what's possible for arm wrestling, and a different presentation that I hope everybody really enjoys. So once again, 3 weeks out, should be a lot of fun. Thank you everybody for joining us. Sorry for keeping the poster on a little bit too long in the beginning there. And yes, I do realize that poster doesn't have the date, because that poster is the one for this FlameCast, not the actual poster for the event. But the date is October 11th. It's in Toronto at Henderson's Brewing Co. Check the Facebooks, YouTube, just Google TAWF. You will find it. The website has all the information, tawf.ca. And yeah, looking forward to seeing a lot of people there. It's going to be epic. And if we don't see you there, make sure you catch it on whatever format or platform you would like to watch it on, because there will be many of them to watch it on. Anyway, thank you all for joining us.